Reducing anxiety in second language learners. Number 1. Description of the problem.
As it was mentioned before, anxiety is a real problem and it's actually affecting our students in Tijuana, especially in middle school. Some of the causes are that students tend to worry about good academic performance, and when they have to take a test, they worry about getting good grades. Some others suffer from anxiety whenever they have to interact with their classmates. They think that they will make fun of them. Finally, they feel pressured by their own parents since they are always told to get good grades. Now, what are the effects of this? Well, they present poor academic performance and get low grades and avoid classroom participation, and even some of them have low self esteem since they keep comparing themselves to other students.
Number 2. Objectives.
Our objective is to propose activities and strategies that middle school English teachers can implement in their future classes to reduce the students' anxiety. Now, some of our specific objectives are: 1. To identify activities to reduce the students' anxiety in a language class in language teaching methodology, books, and websites. And number 2, to research students' anxiety when learning English in middle school classrooms.
Number 3. Context.
The project is focused on third-year middle school students who take English in a public school for approximately 5 hours per week, with the main goal of using the language in communicative situations through the development of their main skills. During this school year, the program is designed according to 3 learning environments, which are community, literary, and academic. And those are expected to give the student the necessary tools to function with the language in a social environment. And among the specific purposes that we can find are to understand and exchange opinions of current texts and writings, interpret and act out situations that occur in the community, describe experiences, desires, and aspirations, as well as express indications and plans. Although in this last year, due to the pandemic, the topics did change a little, and also the way of implementation. They now take classes online via Zoom.
Number 4. Theoretical framework.
The objective of the present study is to design didactic activities that can be implemented during classes to reduce the anxiety levels of foreign language learners and improve their learning process.
Now it's time to define anxiety. According to the Collins Coville Dictionary, anxiety is a feeling or nervousness or worry about something. In other words, it refers to anxiety as a synonym of fear. Nowadays, anxiety is a problem that affects an increasingly large number of people, and more specifically in the field of learning, it prevents better performance in school. As mentioned before, anxiety tends to be defined as a synonym of fear because of the similarity in the responses that they produce. As in the case of learning a foreign language, learning might be worried about not being able to learn the target language.
So we decided to start by defining foreign language anxiety, which refers to the individual's perception of himself that will be affected by the knowledge he has or does not have in the field of second language learning, and the subsequent challenges he faces in the process of learning, and also the causes and consequences. For example, there are 3 reasons why learners feel anxious when learning a foreign language. The first one is communication apprehension, and it has to do with the student's understanding during the process of communication. For example, some of them are not able to understand what the other is saying, because of that, they cannot express their ideas properly. The second reason is fear of feedback. That means that some of the learners feel afraid of being evaluated negatively. That fear leads to avoiding any kind of communication with both the teacher and the rest of students. The last reason is fear of language tests. This means that the students feel anxious whenever they have to make a test, causing negative influences in the learning and performance of a language, such as procrastinating, cease making effort, or even forgetting the language itself, due to the worry of failing in the process, as well as showing techniques and strategies that can be implemented during class to reduce the levels of anxiety shown by the students. And to support this and support students, the teacher must use those strategies that help them to continue learning. Set strategies in class must integrate different elements, for example, teamwork, communication, and creativity, so that they can manage to develop appropriately with the learning environment. All this through motivation, building positive environments and relationships, and also promoting curiosity, confidence, and autonomy.
Number 5. Needs analysis. Participants. The sample group of this study consisted of 30 Mexican second language learners at Secundaria General número 17 Bicentenario de la Nación, which is located in the city of Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. Instrument. To collect information, we adapt the questionnaire used by Oxipinti. It was translated to Spanish to facilitate learning. In said instrument, the participants were asked to rate their anxiety levels regarding 20 class activities based on a 5-point Likert scale, ranging from very relaxed to very anxious. The questionnaire was originally taken from Young's study. Data analysis. The ADAPT questionnaire is intended to help us identify where students in middle school develop more anxiety in English language, especially in questions related to reading, writing, listening, but mainly speaking. Results. The results reflect that students feel more anxious whenever they need to perform something orally. On the other hand, they feel less anxious when they must do a writing production related activity or when they have to work with their partner. Conclusions. Language teachers need to be aware about anxiety since it might affect their students. Diverse strategies should be implemented in order to reduce the levels of anxiety in foreign language students. For example, they could try to create friendly environments in which students could feel more comfortable with the classroom activities, having as a result the acquisition of a foreign language in a less stressful manner. However, it is important to have in mind that it is completely normal feeling stressed and anxious. Nonetheless, it is necessary to know how to deal with the negative feelings to be able to live and learn in a successful way. After doing this research, it is easier to understand why and in which scenarios students tend to feel more anxious. By keeping this in mind, teachers can find better ways to reduce those anxiety levels in their students. Number 6. Description of the project. This project consists of proposing activities and strategies that middle school English teachers can implement in their future classes to reduce students' anxiety, focusing mainly on the speaking skill. This will help students to perform better in class, and since teachers will have plenty of time to get to know their students, they will be able to choose between those activities to see which one fits better depending on the student's profile. And this will be placed in a Word document to make it easier to download and access them at the certain times before, during, and after the lesson. Number 7. Product.
The activities, we decided to use a simple format in which we included the title of the activity with a short explanation of the activity, the learning aim, language topic, skills, and also a list of materials that teacher and students will need in order to complete the activity. We also include the preparation, the procedure, and a follow-up activity.
Number 8. Intervention and assessment. Implementation plan. The purpose of the following project is to reduce students' anxiety in the best possible way through diverse activities in which teachers can motivate their students. Anxiety can have a harmful impact on the student's performance, leading to unsatisfactory learning outcomes. These activities are to help teachers make students feel more comfortable and at the same time to stimulate them to learn the language, which at the end of the day is important for them to develop their communicative skills. These activities are expected to be used in the classroom every 2 weeks to have an accurate idea of how the students' anxiety levels are. The activities will be available for teachers in PDF or Word document format to make it easier to interact with them, so they will be available for download on the internet by searching for information about anxiety in foreign language learners, as it is important that these activities can be useful for different middle school teachers. Instrument. To assess the reduction of anxiety shown by the students through the design activities, meaning the success of this, the students will answer a questionnaire where the results of each one can be monitored after performing certain activities. This in order to obtain information about the class and measure anxiety levels before and after implementation and improve the product if necessary. Number 9. Conclusion. In conclusion, it can be said that many students come to feel anxiety at some point in the language course due to both internal and external factors. For example, their shyness or their organization of the class. This become a problem that affects their school performance and increases with time. However, this can be treated with various strategies and activities that complement what is seen in class and provide a healthy learning environment for students. That's why the teacher's attitude is key, so it can show students they can have freedom, creativity and confidence during the classes, and this will improve their academic performance and their self-esteem. Number 10, there's references. These are our references. Number 11, appendices. Appendix A. Here is our adapted questionnaire. Appendix V, our results. And Appendix C, the last questions that the learner has to answer. Thank you.